Like, that's insane. That's cleaning, toothbrush, my cleaning solvent, no water, and then how it was before. That's insane. That's awesome. So, just like the title of the video states, cleaning my entire engine bay with only a toothbrush. Of course I'm going to have cleaning solution and, you know, some rags to wipe up every now and then, but that's all I'm going to use. No pressure washer, no power washer, no hose. So you might be wondering, what am I doing? We're going to see just how clean we can get this filthy ass subframe steering rack with only the little tools I just mentioned. Hands, toothbrush, my cleaning solution that you see down there. This guy right there. It's gonna be very uncomfortable, well aware. Let's give it a little wipe. Oh man, you can see just how thick. Look at how thick that is. But also note how easy that's coming off with just my solution on there. But that's insane. All right, yeah, let's see if we can break it up. Of course, I'll time lapse and fast forward for you guys. You won't have to watch me scrub this whole thing, but you are going to see the beginning of it. I just want to give it a wipe to see how it looks. I mean, that's pretty cool though. Like, as you can see, that's no water, no pressure, just a toothbrush and my cleaning solution. I'm just scrubbing it and then I'm cleaning off the bristle. Like, that's insane. That's cleaning, toothbrush, my cleaning solvent, no water, and then how it was before. That's insane. That's awesome. You gotta look at that. That's just what came off of that backslide I just showed you guys. Oh my goodness. You guys to watch this with me. You saw how gross it was. See how much cleaner it is now, but I just want you to see this satisfying wipe. Oh man. Oh, I'll put it right back on. That's amazing. Now let's get it better. Channels and crevices would be a challenge without water. Well, that's what you're here for, ain't it? To watch the challenge for me struggling to clean my engine bay? With only a freaking toothbrush? Like a madman? Like this video if you agree that I'm a madman for trying this. I'm gonna move this way instead of cleaning the whole rack. I want to start getting the subframe because this is where the main bulk is, and it'll allow me to move around the engine bay easier. You know, rest my hands and sit on it and whatnot to get the rest of this. So let's move our attention to the subframe for now. So let's spray this down again. And I'm gonna grab a flat head just to check. I'm curious how thick it is. Wow. It probably won't focus on that, but it's pretty thick. That's like a night and day difference. That's me cleaning it. Toothbrush. Or let me grab a toothbrush. Toothbrush. No toothbrush. Toothbrush. No toothbrush. Toothbrush and my solvent. I just put a new smudge on there. Came right off. How it was before. Rack continue after cleaning. That's amazing. Just working away, scrubbing away at this here subframe. I mean, it's been neglected its whole life. This car had a terrible power steering leak. That I discovered upon removing the old 2J. So we know what the main cause of all of this was. Power steering fluid. Secondary, I'm sure, is oil and then trans. So it's got a little bit of everything going on here. But we'll go till broke. That thing is dry. You can see how shiny, clean this side is. No, it's white. Ho ho ho! I dropped it like a noob. So this is the bottom of the mount itself, where the engine mount actually goes. Sorry, I'm looking at what I'm doing and not the camera, so that's why it was kind of out of focus there. Yes, it would be a little bit easier with all the lines removed, but it's so fucking gross. I just wanted to clean something, honestly. Now it's just like anything you touch is just caked in grease, and I hate working on stuff like that, even with gloves. It still gets all over your tools, and in my case, the camera. So yeah, it's not cool. So this is where the engine itself sits. Definitely should be clean. Not clean. Clean. Okay, so I just kind of got in the zone and was just cleaning on the subframe here. I'm going to show you where it's at. You saw before the half, so I cleaned the other half. So now, take a look. Well, would you looky there? That shit almost looks brand freaking new. I'm really happy, really amazed with how well this is coming out. Especially considering that, like I said, this is just a toothbrush and cleaning solvent. No water, no pressure, nothing. Now I'm going to turn my attention to this sway bar. I'm not replacing it yet. We're going to leave the stock one on there until I decide what I need. I want to drive the car and see how it feels with the stock sway bar and everything else we do. And then we'll figure out what we need from there. I do want to go ahead and clean it up so whenever I bump up against it, it's not, you know, rubbing me covered in grease. And so if I do decide to remove it during the swap, again, it's not covered in grease, it'll be easier to work with. So let's go ahead and clean the sway bar. And then after the sway bar, we'll move back to the steering rack. And then we'll go from there. I know I was going to go to the rack. I'm going to get this side right here while I'm up here, just to complete this area. So, I am now cleaning the rack mount. Might actually be more effective because, for one, it's not in the house. It's outside in the garage. Number two, it's dirty. So they're really not going to like it. So this might make a really good punishment for kids. I know it's kind of sadistic to think about, but it popped in my head. Oh, the military makes you clean the bathroom with the toilet? Well, clean your father's engine bay, or your mother's if she's in the car. Now, you gotta be careful that they don't, you know, plug out any wires or break something, so make sure it's in an area that's not gonna do you any harm. Or just watch them. Not parenting advice, just a thought out loud. you can see, I'm working hard. My hair is popping out again. It's whatever. Yeah, so it's coming along. It's tiring because I'm like bent over, scrubbing away, you know. So it's a bit tiring on my back, but it's so rewarding, so satisfying to see this filthy ass engine bay finally start to come together, get clean, and to get ready to drop this baby in. So I do want to do a test fit on that pretty soon. Whether it will make it into this video or not, I am uncertain. We're going to see how much we can get done before I have to leave to pick up the girlfriend from work. That's basically my stopping point. And we'll go from there. We're cleaning right here. Damn it. So I'm going to work around this guy. So this is enough room to clean right here. Should be able to get this looking pretty good. I'm going to switch to my other toothbrush, one that's not saturated in grease. So this one, no grease. This one we'll save for the greasy parts. Oh man, would you look at that? That almost looks like a new car. I just moisture for my gloves. Look, it's grease for my gloves. Oh, gross. Awesome. That's looking really good. And you can look at the detail. And the paint itself isn't terrible either. Before I clean this, I want you to see how dirty it is. So you can see you got all the dirt and grime all over this tower. This has already been cleaned, but some of it fell down when I removed the harness. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the tower, re-clean this side, and then we'll see how it all looks. And then we'll remove the battery tray and clean that one last. This side of the engine bay, completely clean. All by hand with a freaking toothbrush. You can see. You can almost eat off it. Like the paint in here is still in really good shape. It's in great shape. Then over here on the unclean side, you can see just how dirty all the dirt, dust, grease, grime, all on that side. Then it gets clean, then it gets really freaking clean, stays clean, stays clean, stays clean. I'm tired, my back hurts, but I'm excited because I'm making really good progress. Got most of the harness off on the passenger side, got the whole passenger side cleaned up, subframe clean, rack and pinion mostly, it's all clean except for the steering shaft, but I'm not worried about that quite yet. I will get to that, just not right now. Front lower radiator support is clean. So now we just have the driver's side fenders to do, or engine bay, and then the whole engine bay will be clean, minus the firewall. But we're making some pretty good progress. That's awesome. So that's where the battery tray was. It's filthy. Gotta remove the harness, and then we clean in there. Now you see it, next you will not. Alright, so it's the next day, and we just need to admire our work. I mean, look at that. That came out really well. Like seeing it, you know, a day later in new light, wow, oh my goodness, it almost looks new. Like that looks amazing. And to think we did that all without water, without pressure washing it, is pretty freaking cool. So, needless to say, I think that just goes to show that this cleaning solution works fantastically, because you see the amount of effort I'm putting in. Yeah, it's a lot of manual labor by way of myself just doing it, but I'm not scrubbing very hard. Like, I'm really not. It's a soft, probably a medium bristle brush. That's usually what I use in my mouth. And it's not, I'm not working super hard. I'm not scrubbing it away really hard. Like, I'm really not. Just going at it at a decent pace with some finesse, and it's coming out really well. So yeah, it's a bit over the top work-wise, but wow, like, I mean, the results speak for themselves. So again, today's sponsor of the video, Dee's super awesome cleaning solution. Not the official name, but this is what I've been using. I make it myself. Just made a fresh bottle, and to think, I've literally only used, make sure my head's in frame. I've literally only used half a bottle yesterday to do all of this that you saw. Half, because we started about here yesterday, and we got literally more than half the bay and the cross member or subframe and the steering rack done. So now we got a full bottle. We should have more than enough to knock the rest of this engine bay out. So that's pretty freaking cool. You can't see me, but I can see you. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and clean this guy right here. Got the harness most of the way out. I don't want to completely remove it yet because we are gonna be reusing a lot of this harness for the swap. So we're gonna move it out of the way as much as we can, like we have now, and go ahead and continue on cleaning this bag. So let's begin. Yeah, the plate was blocking this hole right here. I'm not really sure. I mean, it's a casting thing, obviously. The glued pieces of steel, and the casting left a hole right there. This side is actually worse. It's back there. See that hole all the way down to the floor? Made a mistake and broke this line here. Yeah. So now we have fluid loss on my beautifully clean soy son of a bitch. Anyway, don't do what I did, kids. So that's a lesson in procrastination right there. You know, I should have removed those trans lines, car steering lines, when I had the chance to do it a little bit more cleanly, and I tried to push it out of the way just a little bit, just to make it more room for you guys to see, and it broke. So anyways, it'd have to get removed and replaced for custom lines, but still, it's annoying because now there's a mess that didn't have to be there. Alright, the camera battery died. It was an old one that I didn't change. Here is the finished results of the driver's side. There you go. So I got a good bit of the engine harness completely off. Only thing that's left on the car right now is the body harness. So this is the harness that's going to be getting custom swapped out, or whatever you want to call it, once we get the new harness in. So let's put this aside somewhere safe. Say that harness was really heavy actually for just being wires and a few connections. That was probably a 40-pound harness just by itself. So should be able to save some weight with the harness once we get to once we get the new one in. Honestly, we could have gotten it all done that same very first day I started. I just got pulled away to do some other things that I had to take care of, both days. So it took 3 days. Realistically, it would take 1 day, not even a full day, like 3 or 4 hours to do the whole thing if I didn't stop. But stopping in between and take care of life, helping people out, you know, that sort of thing, took a little bit longer than I planned. And now it looks clean, almost like a new car. Like, the paint is really good. Couple chips, couple scrapes here and there, but overall the paint's fantastic. So this is awesome. This looks really good. I feel really good. My back hurts, my legs are sore, but overall it's very satisfying and I feel really good. So this is where we're at. Tower is clean. I mean, these containers, I'm gonna, you know, of course fine tune and clean all the small things here and there, but this main project right now was just getting the bay itself, frame rails, shop towers, frame rails, subframe, rack, rails, shop, you know, the engine bay itself clean and ready to go. So when we drop this baby in, it's not going to come out all covered in grease and we're not going to get dirty while we test fit it. Like the Fireball, I don't really see a point to be covered by the engine. I may do something down the line, we shall see. Same thing with the brake boost and all this stuff. That's probably going to get replaced down the line, so I'm going to leave it alone for now. But now the engine bay is clean, we can get ready for the test fit. So stay tuned, guys. The next video, we will be test fitting the engine inside the engine bay. We got the mounts right here. One of these holes, this hole, needs to get rethreaded. That's why you see 3 bolts and not 4, because that one needs to get rethreaded. And then this side, they are all good. All 4 bolts are good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and test fit it with just 3. It'll be fine, it's just a test fit. But of course we're gonna thread that one out, or rethread it, and then it should be good to go. So the steering rack is clean, like 85–90%. There we go. So you guys saw just how fucking gross it was a second ago. Steering shaft is clean. It's anodized black, so it still looks dark, but it's clean along with everything else. So ignore the lines, ignore the line. It'll probably get replaced, I'm sure, or clean down the line. Right now, the big important part is clean, the engine bay. Sides, rails, subframe and rack, rails, sides. So that's awesome. Anyway, these fucking batteries are terrible. They don't last but 10 minutes. I gotta buy some new ones. Anyway, comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already to continue watching this awesome build as we get the 5.3 ready to drop into the IS300. So it's coming along very well. And I'm tired, I'm hot, I'm hungry. So thank you for watching. Do something awesome. Peace.